We will be starting in just a minute. I'm very excited to deliver this content to you today. If anybody wants to go ahead and put in the chat um, where you are chiming in from, that would be fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, you are tuned into Promotion Plays. My name is Paula Clay, and today I'm going to be talking about the strategies that help you get a raise. This webinar is for you if you are a person who has been overlooked for a promotion. You always get the tough assignments and make it look easy. You, your mediocre looks like excellence, others excellent. You may feel stuck in your current career. You are outperforming your peers but can't seem to get ahead. And your competence is called into question more often than not. This webinar is for you. So we will cover a lot of this information. What you can expect. Tips you will be able to immediately implement. This is going to be a very content-driven webinar. There will be an opportunity for Q&A, as well as I'm offering a free gift at the end of this webinar, and an offer for you to work with me further if you choose to. So again, so you want to stay to the very, very end. So as I told you before, my name is Paula Clay, and I am a career and leadership mentor. I teach you how to leverage all your hidden talents, strengths, gifts to help you advance your personal and professional life. A little bit about myself. I grew up in Northeast Ohio under very humble conditions. I came from a working class family. Um, and what really got me thinking about going into career and leadership was, as a young child, my father was terminated from his steel mill job because the steel mill was closed. And when he was coming up, you could graduate from high school and get a good job and make a decent living. Well, when the steel mills closed, he had to work 3 jobs to take care of his family. My mom did not work. She stayed home with the 3 of us. Um, and oftentimes my father would not even have time to sit down and have a decent meal. But on those days, I would try to stay up late and have dinner with him. And one day I came home from elementary school, must have been the 6th grade, and we had this career assessment. And I brought it to him and I was like, hey, I was so excited. I was like, Dad, you can take this career assessment and, you won't have to work those 3 jobs because you can find out what you really are meant to do. I was so excited to share that with him. And he said to me, it's too late for me. So those words were just so heartbreaking to me because I saw how hard he worked, and I know that the career that he didn't have a career, he had a job. And so the soul of who I am and the heart of why I do what I do is to help people find their right fit career and also be compensated for it. Um, and so you don't have to struggle. So my goal and the heart of who I am, the soul of who I do is I enjoy helping people to understand their gifts and talents and to leverage those into careers that they can love, that they can go to work every day and be happy and be joyful. Um, a little bit about my background. I worked in higher education for 17 years. In the area of career counseling, academic advice, and admissions, financial aid, you name it. I also taught at the university a leadership course, as well as college and career success courses. I've mentored hundreds of students and former colleagues who have gone on to get positions in leadership. And many of them still seek my advice and recommendation. So in 2015, I decided to quit my job and I launched my own career and leadership mentor business. Um, Oftentimes, people will tell you that I meet you exactly where you are and help you discover those hidden talents and gifts and strengths. Okay. The information that you're going to get, this it's researched. Um, it's from my experience. These are things I've read, things I've watched, things I've experienced myself. I saw other experience. So you're going to get to capitalize on my research as well as my failures and successes as a leader. And I would just ask for one commitment from you is while you're listening to this is that you commit to using one of the strategies. Okay. All right. So here's the question. True or false? Promotion is a reward for past performance. Does anybody want to chime in and tell me what you think? Is that a promotion? Is that true or false? Okay. I will tell you that that is false. A promotion, employers are not rewarding strong performers for their past contributions. They are investing in their future contributions. And the sooner you grasp that fundamental truth, the closer you will be to getting promoted. Okay? Never, ever, 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 ever. So here's tip number one. Never, ever, ever become indispensable. Don't withhold critical information from others. You really need to learn how to delegate tasks. You want to help others learn your position so you can be promoted to the next. We all know those people who make the simplest of tasks the hardest so that they can make themselves seem indispensable to the company. They don't share information. They don't communicate well. And it's all because they're trying to um, be indispensable and they're trying not to get replaced. But here's the thing. If you can never get replaced, you can never get promoted. Point blank, period. So you don't want to take on every project, but you do want to be strategic about the projects that you accept. What would have the biggest impact? And so you really have to be strategic in how you manage your time because you cannot take on every project. You have to really take on a project that is going to be meaningful to the company that will also stretch you some. You have to take projects that stretch you. And it's a risk you have to take. So you do have to go into projects that will really stretch you. Okay. Become a lifelong learner. Learn as much as possible about the organization and your position. The thing of ask a lot of questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's one of the things that's one of my strengths is a learner, is that in the way that I can help you is to ask questions. I ask a lot of questions because I'm trying to understand where you're coming from and what you're trying to do. I'm just curious. And so a lot of people will stop at question one or question two, and they never dig any deeper to understand where another person is coming from and what the exact situation is. And then also look for ways to invest in yourself. Don't wait for the company to do it. Read a book, go to a class, take a workshop, go to a conference, invest in yourself, even if the company is unwilling. You will never, never, never um, make a bad investment in yourself. That's never a wrong thing to do. And especially in this 21st century where knowledge and information are going to be key to moving up and doing things, you really have to invest in yourself. That is the best investment that you can do for yourself at this point, is in yourself. Colleagues and coworkers. Get to know your coworkers and colleagues. One of my worst mistakes ever was my first professional job. Coming from a working class Black background, I was not aware that you needed to have drinks with your coworkers, or if they invite you someplace after work, that you needed to do it. You needed to make yourself available. For me, I was thinking to myself, I just worked, just spent 8 to 10 hours with you. Why do I want to spend another 3 to 4 or 2 to 4 hours with you afterward? But that was really looked upon badly. I was told that I had an attitude, that I wasn't likable, that I did great work. My work was not in question, but it was that you can't move up if people don't like you, and it's just such a reality. And being a Black woman, that word attitude and not likable are constantly being thrown around. And so you have to adjust to that. You have to get to know your colleagues. You have to go after drinks. You have to do these things. But no one explained to me how critical that was. I knew about networking and all of that and going to cocktail parties and that kind of thing, but they never explained to me that that too was networking outside of work. And I will tell you, um, I will tell you with relationships, I had a former colleague who had contacted me, and we had gotten along really well. He had contacted me and he said, "I'm getting ready to leave this position. Are you leaving his position where he was?" And he said, "Are you still looking for a job?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm still looking for a job." And he said, "Well, I'm getting ready to leave this position, but I wanted to." I haven't told my boss yet, but I wanted to find someone that to replace me. I didn't want them to have to be too long without someone working there, and I think that you would be a really good fit for this organization. Do you mind if I set up a lunch between you and my boss? Because I'm going to tell them that I'm leaving. So that job was not even advertised, and oftentimes that is how things work. So many positions, if they're made it to the paper, it's because they either have to, or somebody really just not want that job. It's not all the time, but it's a lot of the time. So when jobs make it to the paper, it's probably already given to someone, or it's a job that nobody wants, unfortunately. But that is how I ended up getting my next professional job, is because a former colleague had called me and asked me to that asked me if I was still looking, and then made the connection between his supervisor and myself. We had lunch. I ended up getting the job. It was just, I never had that happen before. And so that's when I started to see how good having colleagues and coworkers and being in relationship with them really did work. Okay. So the other thing, opportunities are everywhere. Look for opportunities within the organization. Step outside of your comfort zone. Talk to someone in a different department. So when I was at one of the universities I was at, I did not have a master's degree at this time, but I was in this particular department. I really didn't like it. I felt like the people were negative. It really wasn't something that I enjoyed doing, but I had to look at my situation. And so I would be making another lateral move. So no increase in my pay, no increase in my title if I went to another university, if I looked for a job at another university. And so I had to really look at the situation and say, okay, so I'm not happy here. What are other jobs within this department or within this organization that I would like to have? And so I stumbled upon this position. It was called the Student Success Coordinator. And this particular position worked with students who were at risk, underprepared students for college. And I was like, man, I would really love to work with those students. And so my first thing was I wanted to find out who had that job. And I went and I talked to her. And I talked to her about um, the position, what she liked about it, what she didn't like about it, those kind of things. And we went to lunch, and we had lunch several times, and we talked about her position. So that was my way of, stepping out of my comfort zone. And then eventually she had invited me to a free conference for retention and recruitment. And she said, hey, see if your supervisor will let you come to this conference. It'll be really good. It'll give you some more information about retention and recruitment and, further give you some knowledge about this. And so I said, well, let me check. And of course, my boss did oblige to allow me to go. And what I found out was the vice president of student affairs was also going on this trip, and also the assistant to the president for retention and academic success was there. So I had an opportunity to talk to those two leaders and to express who I was and what I was interested in doing and how much I enjoy working for the university. And so I got a chance to talk with them briefly and put myself on their radar. It was very kind of and very kind of her to allow me to come on that trip. The other thing is strength, talents, and gifts. You really have to understand your value and where do you excel and put yourself in a position to do well. You have to understand what you're good at. A lot of us don't know what we're good at. We don't know how to leverage our strengths. And so once you understand how to leverage those strengths and what positions will put you in a position to do well, it'll be so much easier for you to get promoted, so much easier for you to do well at your job and get noticed. But we first have to understand what value do we bring in a mature understanding of our strengths and not this inflated understanding. So really getting a true understanding of what our talents are, what our gifts are, what our strengths are. Um, and those are some of the ways I knew that I was good at understanding, listening to people. I knew that I was good at reading information. I'm a very good read and write learner. I digest information very well in terms of in a book. The other thing I understood was that I'm good with people. I love talking to people, love working with people, and I love putting them in a position to do well. That was one of the things as a supervisor was I was able to see what their talents and strength was and be able to put them. I always love putting people in a position to do well and to see them sparkle. So I always leverage their strengths to my best ability. And when you do that and people know that that's what you're after, they're so inclined to do good work for you. If you see a position you want, and I talked about this before, if you see a position that you want, ask questions to the person who has the position. What are the advantages and disadvantages? What did you like about the position? Do you think I could do the position? And look for a mentor and choose wisely. Look for leaders within the institution. Look for leaders within the institution. Don't surround yourself with people who are negative. Oh, oh, you'll never move up, or this is the way they do things, that kind of thing. Put yourself in a position with those ambitious leaders who are out there doing things that they need to do and get yourself attached to them quickly. The other thing I would say too, a promotion actually starts in the interview process. I know people don't understand that. You really have to sell yourself. This person has to be able to envision what you can contribute to the company. And then you have to live up to it. So that's a bonus there. Um, and what ended up happening with myself, um, getting that, I ended up getting the student success coordinator position because unbeknownst to me that the lady that had been telling me about the position who currently has a position was getting ready to get moved up to the director of admission. And so they were going to need someone to fill that position. And here I was in the right place at the right time, asking the right questions. Show initiative. Let your boss know that you have a desire to move up. If they don't know you want to move up, they're not even going to be looking at you. You have to be strategic in this. Timing is everything when you let your boss know you want to move up. You don't want to look like that's the only thing that you're there for. You want to be able to do a fantastic job of what you're doing, but you also want to let them know that you see yourself growing within the company, and you want them to know that you have a desire to move up and do different things. And also track your accomplishments. Make sure others know. Don't assume that people are recognizing your good work and are going to reward you for it. Do not assume that. Please, please, please don't assume that. But you got to be able to tactfully do that. Excuse me. Bonus tip: your desire to make the company and your boss look good. What the individuals, there was another person, two other people that were competing for the position, the student success coordinator position that I was interested in. And this is just one example. But at the end of my interview, I told the hiring director, I told them, I have a desire to I will make you look good. That is what's my ending. She said, is there anything else you would like to tell me? And I said, I will make you look good. She said that was the deciding factor that got me the job, that I said that I would make her look good. So that is my bonus tip. Questions for you. How much would it be worth to you to be on the fast track for promotion? How much would it be worth to you to get unstuck in your current career? How much would it be worth to finally know what career you will excel at? And how much would it be worth to you to be able to make a clear decision about your next career move? How much would it be worth to you to have clarity on a business idea or plan? Think about that for a moment. Okay. So, what I am offering is I'm offering my career coaching package. This includes career assessments, coaching sessions, private Facebook group and email support, my Power Positions newsletter, a personalized position playbook. This is your plan for how you're going to fast track. And we will also do assessments for strengths, talents, and gift assessments. Okay? Think about it. How much would it be worth to you? Well, I'm offering a introductory price of $497 for all of this. 60 minutes of coaching, a private Facebook group, career assessments, a plan. You cannot beat this. This introductory price will probably be around until September 30th, 31st. I'll probably go around to September 31st, and then the price will go up $200. So you want to get in on this now. And just for you tuning in and staying the whole time, I am offering a 30-minute free consultation to discuss any of your career-related concerns. This offer, it will not last, so make your appointment within the next 48 hours of watching this. And this is where you can make your appointment. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat box so that you all can get this. Let's see, can I do that? Oh, there we go. Let's see, what is it doing? Weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy that. And then I will go ahead and put this in the chat. so you can get it. Maybe. Let's see. How does that work? There we go. Hmm. Well, let's see if I can try that again. If we could do that again. 1 second. Let's see here. Whoops. And copy that and see if we can put it in the chat. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can type that out. Let's see. Okay, so that's not really working. And maybe I'm not doing it in the right place. Okay, well, let me put it back up and I'll leave it there for a little bit so you guys can get it. Weird. So I was thinking that I would be able to put that in the chat box, but it doesn't seem to allow me to do that. Oh, haha, right here. Figured it out. All right, so there it is in the chat box. So you guys have it. Okay, so you can go ahead and schedule this within the next 48 hours. Can't believe I didn't see that. So you can schedule it within the next 48 hours of watching this. I'm probably going to offer this again until the 31st. And then, all right, and if there's doesn't seem to be any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and move on because it doesn't seem to be any questions. I don't see any. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. And then again, don't second guess yourself. If you are willing to put in the work, don't wait. Don't miss out on another promotion or raise or a new opportunity. And you can view my exclusive offer here. So just make sure that you're able to get all the right things. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this again for those of you who would, so you can have it. And I'm going to, now that I know how to put this in the chat box, it should be a piece of cake now. So I'll go ahead and do that. All right. Alrighty. So now that's in the chat box. Again, a space is limited. I do only want to have about 5 to 8 people in this particular program. And so I am so looking forward to meeting and talking with you all. I think this is going to be fantastic. And so I'm so interested in meeting and talking and helping you. And I thank you so much for being here today. And again, I do have a payment plan for the coaching package. So 197 will, for those of you who would not be able to do the whole 497 in one payment, I am offering to get you started with just $197. If you are someone who knows that you are not you should be doing more, that you're not meeting your expectations that you have for yourself, and you're willing to invest in yourself to make yourself do better, you can go ahead and contact me. So excited to work with you. Again, thank you so much for being here today. And I look so forward to working with you in the next couple of weeks. So have a great Saturday. And again, my name is Paula Clay, and I am a leadership and mentor and career coach. And so looking forward to talking with each and every one of you. Have a fantastic day.